we're focusing on Giving Blueday, which is obviously something new for you from coming from France, but it's our fundraiser. And this year, the Scleroderma group at University of Michigan, we're fundraising for the Biorepository. Now, I think you already answered that you have this up and going in France, but why is this important for patients like us? Why is this biorepository an important aspect? Can you explain that?
Sure. So indeed, a biorepository is a really important aspect for a basic research, what we said basic sciences. So why is that? Because scleroderma is an heterogeneous disease. That means that there are different patients within scleroderma. Some of them have, so we have said it, diffuse skin involvement, other limited skin involvement, but also other have lung involvement, but not all of them. So this is there is an heterogeneity within this disease. So it means that there are different groups within the disease. And so, but to understand that, you have to go back to what we call the pathogenesis of the disease, meaning the mechanism underlying the disease. And one of the key aspects of scleroderma is that there are communication between cells. This is the normal way the body works. Cells, the different players in our body communicate with each other based on protein, on messages they're sending to each other. But the problem is in scleroderma, there are too many messages, and especially messages from the inflammation, messages from fibrosis, and all of these are upregulated in scleroderma. But the question is, what are the most important messages? How can we know which messages is really abnormal and we really need to target from a therapeutic perspective? And this is what the biorepository will help us to do, to identify the key messages that would correspond to some subgroup of patients. Maybe messages associated, for example, with lung involvement, or messages associated with heart involvement, etc. And this will help to select the message that would be important from one patient in one group, and to have the proper treatment to the proper patient. So that's what a biorepository is made for, to select the proper message to the messages to the proper patient.
Messages going on. See, I knew I was overwhelmed with scleroderma. I love how you explained the proteins that you have in your body, and the different proteins communicating to other proteins. It's just, I can understand it better.
Yeah, that's the cells that are communicating within each other based on protein. They're sending protein exactly like you send email, and they're sending protein like email to each other, but some email are not adapted, and we have to know which one are unadapted, and we need to target these message, these protein, and that's the key concept. But in some patients, these are some protein that are upregulated in some scleroderma patients, but in others, these are not the same proteins, and that's the key issue here. So we need to have a wide range of different type of patients to look at the different messages in the different tissues, blood, skin, maybe lung one day, and then to understand which message matters to which tissue and to what type of patients. So we could use the proper treatment for the proper tissue, and most importantly, for the proper patient. So that's the idea of what we call individual medicine or personalized medicine, that we understand which messages matter for a given patient, and which treatment would work best based on this identification.
Like with scleroderma, it is such an individual disease, but this is a huge scientific breakthrough that, it's not that new. We're just getting it at the University of Michigan.
It's amazing the work you guys are doing. Thank you for your work. That's why we want, as patients, we want to support you to do fundraising and to get you guys the funds so that you can do these things. Yeah. So thank you. It's great that we can do this and help out.
And I would say that, so what would you say? Would you say go blue?
Yep.
So go blue, go Giving Blueday, and go vaccine when you can.
Yes, absolutely.